How's it going, everyone? We are live. I've got TokusatsuBTS and a good friend of mine, BioGoji89 here, and today we're going to be discussing Godzilla 1974, Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla. We're going to be pretty much going over everything. It'll be an hour, hour and a half, maybe two if we really get, on the hype train for this movie. Both of these gentlemen really enjoy this movie, and this is one of my absolute favorites as well. So I'm sure we're going to have plenty to talk about. And yeah, so that's going to be all. Joseph, do you want to just introduce yourself quick?
Hello. I've been here on multiple streams. Glad to be back. Really quickly, I actually did notice that the background is 98 instead of the 74 movie.
Right?
Oh,
We need to
goodness,
make
it
that
didn't update.
74.
It didn't update. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
Welcome back, guys. We're reviewing Godzilla 1998.
Yes. They're all, oh my goodness, I've done something. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes. So the live stream's a little bit later because life has been kicking me in the doors this week, as it does.
Trust me, I agree with
And
you, man.
I'm a
Got a
little.
photo.
Ooh,
I sent it to you on Instagram for the background if you need one.
ooh, yes, that's the one that I have for the thumbnail. It's 19. Sorry, I got to do it on this iPad. Otherwise, if I do it here, it's going to shut the stream down. Okay, we're still good. Sometimes when I go out of it, even on the iPad, yeah, we look good. Okay. My goodness, I'm so sorry about that, everyone. I pretty much, so they've got brands here. They call it brands on StreamYard, and then pretty much my 70th anniversary is all one tab because you can only have so many. And some of the other ones I use for like unboxings and stuff. So I'm already at my max amount. So I have to change it every time. But this one didn't change to the 74 stuff that I put in this morning. Good to know. So here we go. Always so professional on these streams. BioGoji89, do you want to introduce yourself?
Well,
first time here on this. First time on
streaming. So. Yep. I on Instagram I go by BioGoji89 collector. But I'm in the Facebook groups. Edwin Talavera. I'm in the Real Kaiju Collectors group, the Godzilla group, multiple Godzilla groups. So you probably see me around.
Oh yeah.
I've been collecting since. Well, my fault.
And
I've also been collecting since 2000. So I've been
since 2000. Oh my.
Yeah. I'm old, man. Awesome. I'm 38 years old.
Oh no, still very young, man. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Especially after having to delay it a little bit and then still coming off a little hitting the ground running. So we're gonna start this off. I'm still trying to get my layout for these. I guess we'll start out how you just feel about the movie overall really quick. Like, is it one of your favorites? Is it not one of your favorites? Is it kind of like middle of the road? We're not going to summarize the movie or anything because most people have probably seen this movie at least a handfuls of times. It is pretty easy movie to follow. So, Joseph, what are your thoughts on this movie?
It's one of my top 6 favorite Showa films out there. It's something I could rewatch lots of times, and I'm speaking in bias to the English dub. I still have to watch the Japanese version because it's been a while, but the English dub, I love that one so much. It's very rewatchable, and it's of its time. You can really tell with the accents and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely up there on my list.
Sweet. What do you think, man?
All right. For me, it's definitely my top 5 Showa films of all time. I do prefer the 75 suit better, but when it comes to performance, the 74 outperformed the 75 in my opinion. To me, the 74 is just, I can rewatch it all the time. I've watched the Japanese version mostly, but like the fight scenes, everything about that movie is just really great. When it's super brutal as well because that first fight with Anguirus and Mecha, when he just literally ripped his jaw off and just started bleeding.
Hmm.
So everything about that movie is pretty good. It's a pretty short movie. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes long, but it has a great story, and I just love that movie. MechaGodzilla is just really, really awesome in this movie. He's super badass. Like,
oh yeah, yeah. This, I don't want to spoil it too much because this is going to be a stream probably after we finish all of these reviews. As a stream where I would go through and rank them all. I'll just say this is like, well, these two know because I've mentioned it. This is very, very, very close to the top. We'll see after -1 is here in about a week and a half, how much my list is going to shift at the top, because -1 is also up there, but like this sits like top 3 easy right now if I'm not counting -1, and even if I am counting -1, it could be number 3. We'll see after all these live streams and we watch these movies a few times. I did happen to watch this movie 5 or 6 times before this stream. This is like one of my go-tos, like after a stressful day, I'll put it on and it puts me to sleep pretty easy. It's one of the things that helps me with my sleep. I just love this movie. It's not a bore. It's such a relaxer for me. I really can just get back in a peaceful mind state after watching this movie. So I've watched this movie pretty much since Thursday morning, since now, and then I watched it twice yesterday. I watched it last night, and then when I was going to bed, I watched it again. So I could literally rewatch this movie. It's like a drug. Kingzilla, hey, thanks for stopping in. Sweet. Okay, so before I continue rambling, my goodness, what's your guys' favorite scene or scenes?
Well, if you want to go first, you can go first.
Hang on. Let me bring it up.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Anguirus shouldn't attack his friend Godzilla.
that one.
One of the
I've seen so much.
One of the most famous clips.
Hang on, I got another.
Oh yeah,
Could only be space titanium.
oh my goodness.
Space titanium? You mean it's from outer space?
Yeah, the dub for this film, we will talk about it because these two brought up a very good point about talking about like dub differences and stuff. So we are definitely, in a little bit, we're going to talk about it. The dub. So I grew up on the dub of this film, and then lately I've only watched the sub because I think Max doesn't let you switch.
No.
No,
but
it still has a Japanese version of it.
Yeah, and then the Criterion one has both, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay. So if I need to, which now after playing those clips again, I think I might have to go watch it. But oh shoot, I'm also going to need a second to think about my favorite films or favorite scenes now.
If you want, I can go and then you can still think.
Yeah.
Oh yes, please. Yeah, let me stew over this.
My favorite scene is the first interaction between MechaGodzilla and Godzilla when Godzilla burst out through underneath the building. That first fight scene with the explosions on the fact of the was it a nuclear power plant or whatever that was?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that was my favorite scene in the movie. That fight scene along with the explosions and the beams and all that was pretty wicked.
Sweet. I'll let you. We can all list 3 if we can. That's kind of what me and Lewis did on Wednesday. If you got more, please. Because I'm a little lost.
Second favorite scene was obviously when MechaGodzilla ripped Anguilla's jaw. That was pretty gruesome to see. And my third favorite scene was obviously the Caesar battle. Well, that was a pretty good battle. You know, Caesar had the upper hand at first, but then MechaGodzilla just stomped him out right after that. Can we do worst scenes that we don't like?
Yeah, we'll do that one once we go through the top 3.
For sure.
So then we'll flip to that. Yep.
So that's my top 3 right there.
All right.
Okay.
I have my third clip ready.
Sweet. Lay it
Like
on
a-
us, Joseph.
Godzilla! Destroy the people of the earth and try to conquer the earth we drive! You obedience!
Oh man,
Oh,
that was a funny scene.
That scream. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That just
yeah.
brings me back to nostalgia. Kingsville, yeah, of course, man. That's the nice thing about these live streams. They're almost kind of podcasty because not a lot is happening on the screen, so you can just listen to it while you do other things. So thanks for working on can't wait to see your stop motion, and thanks for listening in while you're doing that. Oh,
Oh, he just left.
Joseph. Uh-oh. The internet must have cut out. Let me make sure he's okay quick. Oh yes, the squeakiness of the gigantic 74. Mine's
Dude, I love this
there
thing,
in the
man.
back. That thing is beautiful. It is
You have the
probably.
Rick or the standard?
I have the Rick. I have the light up.
That light up is
You got-
just, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think this is the best 74 out there. I think it beats the FSL, in my opinion.
Really?
'Cause I have both of them, but I think it's just the paint job on the gigantic. It's just super. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks so good.
Yeah, it's
What do
got
you
that.
think about the new 74 that got shown yesterday?
Oh, the chip
That's
open.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty pricey though. What was it, like 32,000 yen? That's like
39. Yeah, it's about 270
$39,000?
bucks.
Oh, yeah, and it's not that big of a figure. I think I'm gonna pass on it, but it's really nice though. I mean,
Lights and sound,
I
apparently.
like it.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be the same scale that Kiryu that came out last year, pretty much. So they're like, I think they're like 8.5 inches tall. So they're a little small for the price point, but the lights and sounds I think are kind of like,
Yeah, pretty cool.
yeah. The only bad thing, if I want that one, I have to get the Kiryu because I've got to have all the
You have
MechaGodzilla.
to
So I'll
you have to
probably
get all of them. Yeah, you got to get all of them.
yeah. Okay. My favorite three, I think I've got it. So the final battle, once Godzilla's like joined in, is really where it's at. But I mean, you could do it from the start of King Caesar Awakening all the way up until the end of the film. I absolutely love the final battle. The back and forth between Godzilla and MechaGodzilla and King Caesar is just like this super. I don't like to compare it to anime too much, especially because this was out before it. But it almost has like a Dragon Ball Z vibe, where it's like
It
it's
literally
like
does,
you said,
man.
King Caesar is like in the lead, and then MechaGodzilla does, and then Godzilla joins, and then Godzilla and King Caesar are doing it, and then MechaGodzilla's got another technique or mode to be able to defend himself, which then pushes Godzilla and King Caesar back, and then it does take Godzilla Deus Machina himself and becoming a magnet out of nowhere just to defeat it. But it's so goofy and crazy.
Yeah, the
As
power
a
of
kid, I was
lightning.
just
It
like
was.
jaw dropped, like I was like, Godzilla's gonna lose to MechaGodzilla, and then he's just like, oh, I'm a magnet now, and then he meticulously destroys him by pulling his head off, or pulling his head and neck off in this movie. And it's like, when I think of final battles for the kaiju films that have final battles, like that's like right up there as just like one of the coolest back and forths. And even though it kind of just has a plot pull out of nowhere, it's still super cool. Which he does charge up for it, so it's not like it's just like OP magically gets it. Like, it's suggested in the film he gets the technique because he's in a tsunami and he's charging up and he's like healing after the first battle with
He
MechaGodzilla.
got struck by lightning
Yeah.
directly in the spines in the movie.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of like that's the power up he got, rather than just like a more powerful atomic breath. And then he also just got better. So he took the evolved Godzilla route, the legendary route, which is really cool.
You also
I'm
said
trying to
Dragon
find this.
Ball. When you mentioned Dragon Ball, you forgot to mention the beam struggle battle.
Yep, and that goes into the first fight in the city, which is my number 2. More, it's not a Dragon Ball reference because this came out before Dragon Ball, but
Right.
beam struggles. Godzilla and MechaGodzilla have their very first beam struggle, and it creates this iconic moment that happens with almost all of the Godzillas versus MechaGodzillas, besides Kiryu. But Kiryu really doesn't have a beam, so they couldn't do a struggle. But he does it with 73 and does it in 2021 as well. I'd say it's pretty much up there with an iconic moment in the Godzilla franchise. But that first fight, not to reiterate what you guys said with it, Godzilla rising up just kind of out of nowhere is really cool. The immediate switch in that scene from the actual 74 suit being used to the fake Godzilla suit is super cool. I'm a big fan of that suit. I hope we can get an X Plus of it soon. There isn't an X Plus fake Godzilla yet, is there?
No.
No. And
No,
the thing is, that FSL looks more like a 73 than 74.
Yeah, they
The
did
face,
something
the
in
front
the
of
head.
the puppy dog face. Yeah, that puppy dog.
Yeah.
He's got that puppy dog face, but it's still a
He's
beautiful
got
figure.
Yeah, he's got big anime eyes.
Mhm.
They accidentally, and I don't know what they did. They increased the eyebrows a little bit. So yeah, he looks like a cross between the 74 and the 73.
Yeah, he does. From profile view, 74 all the way, but like face view, you can see the 73 in the face of
Yeah.
that figure.
Still a great figure.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
definitely
For
not
sure.
like 100% accurate. It's not 100%, but it is very
Mhm.
close. Like
Yeah.
if it was like the kit and the eyes were lower, yeah, it'd be perfect.
Mhm.
The third one, oh goodness, there's just so many to choose from. Like Joseph playing all the clips from the English dub just took me back to being a kid and made me just like think about like all the goofy translation edits, all of the just wackiness of this movie. And the really cool thing about this dub is like it's not too like as Joseph said, it's a product of its time, but it's not like a product of its time in a bad way for the most part. Like there's obviously like some like Americanism 70s stuff in there, but it's not like some of the other dubs where it's like obviously like a little insensitive. And it's why I love this dub so much. It's pretty much like I can safely show this to people without it being too condescending nowadays.
Mhm.
So I think for a third one, because it kind of keeps gearing up with other scenes in my head, it's probably just the Anguirus battle, but it's very specifically the English dub when he's driving by and he's like, Anguirus shouldn't be attacking his friend Godzilla like that. It's just such a memeable moment. Like absolutely love it. It's why in my group chat, like it's constantly mentioned in Discord calls. We keep mentioning it. Like it's a fun scene. Joseph, do you want to play it again? Just one more time for the
Which one?
Anguirus.
Ooh, hang on, let me get it.
Maybe the last time we see Anguirus until Final Wars as well.
Yeah, which is just kind of crazy.
Something's wrong. Anguirus shouldn't attack his friend Godzilla.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, whoa, be careful with the music.
That was a few seconds. I'm sure we can get a pass, hopefully.
Hopefully, the bots are brutal.
The way YouTube is, it's so strict right now.
Hey, Tater.
Yeah.
Are you coming in? Are you
Tater, what's your favorite scene from the movie?
His favorite scene? Oh my goodness. Okay, he's in here, so we're gonna bring him up on the screen quick. He's been sleeping with me. Oh, come here, big boy. Here he is, everyone. Tater. We've been watching this movie together all weekend, haven't we? His favorite scene, I notice so when I sleep on the bed, I'm on one end, and then he's normally on his mom's side because she's at work during the day. And then I have the iPad like on my left. He will lay on my chest like about when they start like the spy investigating scenes of the alien cavern. That's when he really gets interested. He normally gets like big in when he can hear Godzilla's roars, but he really likes the spy scenes in this film. Like
introducing James Bond. If you like.
Yeah, I might have to introduce him to James Bond now because it's just weird. He still perks up during all the Godzilla scenes when he hears the roars and stuff, but
Mhm.
he weirdly.
Oh no!
Big
What happened?
boy. He's just chewing on his toy. We woke up at our normal time today. We went
Ooh.
to the bathroom. He's moving. He's creating chaos. And then he forced me to cuddle him again, and then I ended up passing out for a little bit. Took a longer nap than I wanted to. Woke up, had to get chores done, and that's why the stream was a little late. So he's just riled up right now. He is full of energy. Okay. Are you done now? He's a cutie boy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Upper distractions during the live stream. Cutie boy. But yeah, he loves 74 too. It's one of his favorites. Thanks, Tate. Can you not do that, please? We don't want anyone getting seasickness from the camera shaking. There we go. Is that it? What? Is there anything that's not supposed to be? Okay, woo! And then I dropped my AirPod. Welcome to Kaiju Addict live streams where it's super professional and we take ourselves very seriously. No matter how hard we try. We do it live. We do it. We roll with the punches. Okay, so let's move on to. It doesn't have to be 3, but if there's a scene that maybe you're not the most fondest of, in this movie, and if you don't have one, that's also okay, because that's one of the things that I really thought about after the '98 stream, and I sat down and watched this film. Is there something I don't like? And I personally don't really know. I don't think there's a scene that I'm not the biggest fan of across either version of the film. Yeah. I actually I don't think I have something. Oh yeah. Well, please go right ahead.
I got 2. Well, I mean, I love the movie, but this is just like a little nitpick. So the first one, people are probably gonna hate me, but I hate when the lady starts singing that Seesaw song. It was kind of annoying.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I love it, but at the same time, it's pretty annoying because she's constant, she's singing it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And the second scene I didn't like was the first when the dude broke into the house and they were fighting.
Oh, okay.
If you started seeing, he was punching with his forearm, and then he did this grab in his head, and all of a sudden the guy was in pain because he grabbed his forehead and had him locked in it. I was like, wow, that was pretty weird. But other than that, those are mostly like funny parts of the movie. I mean, I don't really dislike them, but they're my least favorite parts of the movie.
Okay, yeah, and that's fair too, man. I think I definitely if I was a kid, I would definitely agree. Like the Seesaw song part is definitely a little long. I know as a kid, I used to rewind or fast forward through it a little bit. Joseph, since you would know, I guess you've seen the dub more. I'm pretty sure the sub version is that's even longer in the sub version.
No.
No. Okay.
Both are the same time length. It's the international dub. There's no recut. It's the same.
Okay. I don't know why I always thought it was longer. I guess the first time I watched the sub, I always thought it was. But I guess just a perception of time. Oh my goodness. Tater.
Technically, there is like a recut of the film, but it's just the international dub just cut down into 70 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And here we go. We find out more about the movies every day, and that's wonderful. Joseph, what do you have a scene or two that maybe isn't your most favorite?
I guess it's the scene where they're entering the car, but the space apes and somehow put an explosion inside the car. They cut to the key, twisting and then exploding. Then we cut to the leader, who obviously has a camera on the car. How did he not see the crew leave the car? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that part was pretty funny, I thought.
Yeah, it's the cool thing about this film and kind of like the scenes we've talked about. It's like they're not. are they bad scenes technically, but like they're just fun. Like this
Yeah.
this
You can
film
give them
is
an
just
excuse.
yeah, this film is just like fun for how serious it can be at moments. Like this film is just super super goofy, and I think it translates very well on screen, and that's why this film is such like a fan favorite. Like even with a lot of the older Showa fans, I've noticed like 74 is normally like at the top pretty much all the time. And I think it's just got this really interesting vibe. We'll talk about the soundtrack here in a little bit. I guess we can kind of pivot into one of the things that makes this film unique is like it's just violent. Like this film is just
Extremely
bloody. It's got a lot of gore, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
We've got Anguirus getting his tongue and jaw ripped out and broken. We have Godzilla and MechaGodzilla getting to a beam struggle that forces Godzilla into the water. And although you don't see Godzilla, you see all of his blood just poison the bay, which, you know, is just kind of a crazy scene to think about. And then at the end, you got Godzilla getting like just filled. He becomes a pincushion for every single thing MechaGodzilla has to throw at him. And he's just bleeding all over. He's got there's the when he's reeling, you can see the device that they put on the suit to make it squirt blood. You can just literally see them going down his neck. They don't hide it, but it looks good. It looks good. It's just I remember as a kid just being like, wow, whoa, you know, because the two of my first films was Gigan in this movie because that's what my library had on VHS. They had the dual set of VHSs of these. And that was one of the things I noted when I watched these films. It's like, oh, these films are older, but these are like, these are violent. There's just blood, which as a kid, I didn't care. I'm a Dragon Ball kid. So like it wasn't a big deal, but it was just kind of like from going from 98, 54 in a different way, you know, because 54 is also pretty gruesome. And Godzilla 2000 to these films, it was just like this weird spectrum of the Godzilla movies, but I don't know. It's probably also why I really love them too. I like some
Ryan,
I like some violence in my movies.
It's supposed to be a kids movie as well too. Godzilla's supposed to be the hero in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's got all that blood and all that violence. Like this 74 was really violent. Like I think it's would you say is the most violent Showa film? 75 was pretty violent, but I don't think like 74. I think to me is like the most violent movie I've seen. Gigan also, because Gigan, you know, Godzilla was bleeding in that one too. But I think 74 is like the most violent Showa film. Maybe Damn, because they all jumped Ghidorah, but there was no blood or anything in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a toss up. Like on the blood spectrum, I think this one. That's a tough
Godzilla
sell.
looked like Godzilla looked like he was just like splat, like it looked like a water fountain the way he was bleeding, like a sprinkler and all that. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. Because like if you break it down, like Gigan has the blood from
On
the
the
forehead
head.
from Gigan getting jabbing him, and then he's got his shoulder bit where it just slings off all anime style. And then 74, you've got the lake, and then the final battle where he's literally just spraying out of his neck.
Mm-hmm. With the blood, if you notice, the blood on Gigan disappears.
Yeah, it eventually like just kind of wears off, which is kind of, you know, which is okay. I would probably say 74, because even like Anguirus gets gored in Gigan, you know, he gets his face, but like we see it, but we don't. But here, like we literally watch Anguirus's jaw get snapped and his tongue pulled out. It's
and
like
MechaGodzilla is a robot, but the way Godzilla defeated him was pretty wild.
Yeah,
how he just pulled his head off. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a pretty violent kids movie, which it's all fake in Tokusatsu. So
yeah, for sure.
It's okay. Joseph, what do you think? What do you think about the increased violence?
I thought Terror MechaGodzilla was more violent than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like you actually get people getting shot in the movie.
Oh yeah.
kidnappings and whatnot.
If you watch the sub, not the dub, unless Joseph, there is a dub version of it. In the sub version, you get some
There's a
special
lot.
bits in there.
There's a lot of I guess re-edits that cut out most of the violence.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure like the full thing is uncut. I'm not sure. I have to check, but I think it's on the classic media DVD because it's not on the Criterion set.
I didn't think of it that way with the human aspect of it being violent. I was just thinking more of the kaiju.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, go G66. How's it going? Yeah. Like it's a pretty crazy, like the 70 films just in general are just like extra like almost adultish, well not. Like I mean 71, you know, we see multiple skeletons, we see people getting poisoned, we see a cat get drowned in sludge, like we see Godzilla's eye get infected and then Godzilla gets dropped into a sludge puddle, and like you move into Gigan, he's getting sliced and diced, and then he's like losing to a tower of himself. 73 takes it all back. Like the craziest thing is them being surrounded by fire, but it's not really that big of a deal. And
You
then
know what's interesting?
this
This is technically the final appearance of Anguirus before Final Wars.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I said that earlier. That's
Oh,
the last time
okay,
we saw
my
him,
bad.
yeah. You forgot to mention in 71, Godzilla's hands are basically melted
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
when he touches Hedorah.
Yep. Yeah, his hands are all like covered in
I
white.
have the 25 centimeter original Rick,
Mhm.
and when you look at the hands, they look like skeleton hands. When he has the eggs, it look like
Oh.
his hands are burnt off. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get photos of that figure. It's been a while since I've seen the original Rick.
I'll send you pictures later on. I have it.
Heck yeah.
It's just
Heck
way
yeah.
up there. I don't feel like digging it, but his hands are like melted. It look like skeletons a little bit, like burnt off.
I cannot wait to see photos of that. You guys saw the new Soul of Chigoku MechaGodzilla 74? We did. We talked about it a little bit, so
Pretty cool.
definitely looks good. I'm teeter-tottering on whether I'm going to get it. Same thing with the guys here in chat. It looks good, but kind of the same issue I had with the Kiryu. It's a little expensive for how big it is, but the lights aren't really like the selling point for me. It's the sounds, like, and that's where I keep going back and forth with the Kiryu, and it's where I'm going to keep going back with this MechaGodzilla. It's like I want to hear the sounds first. I want to see what's all included, because like with this one, if it has like the whirl up, because the eyes do glow blue, so if it's got that sound, if it's got just the mechanical noises he makes, or if you flip open the chest beam and it makes like that the click noise that they do. Like
there was a demo. There was a demo of a guy testing it out. It has all that sound and everything in it.
I have not seen that video yet,
Yeah.
so
it's a dude is playing with it. There's the buttons in the back. The eyes light up. He roars.
oh, okay.
The chest piece lights up. All that. It makes noise and everything. I saw it this morning, actually, the video. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Oh yes, please. I'm gonna have to buy it. I might have to buy it then.
Oh no! You know who uploaded? No, you know who uploaded the video? Heisenberg. You know G Forever.
Yeah.
He just uploaded the video of the demo of it being tested out on his page,
Okay.
so you can. That's where I saw it. It's pretty
DJC.
awesome. Like I'm not gonna lie, I like
Luminous. Yeah.
Luminous. There you
Sweet.
go. Yep.
I will. I didn't go through because I wanted to make sure that we weren't too late with the stream. I didn't get a chance to look at any emails or do any of that. So I look forward to that after the stream. You're gonna get the blue Godzilla Haya Goji 66. Nice. I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet.
Which one?
I don't like this energized Godzilla that Haya just showed off from
Oh man, you
XCOM.
gotta get that one, man.
It looks good.
It has this paint where if you put it in the black light, it glows.
Yep, it glows, and that's like it's one thing I want, but it's also like doesn't come out till next year. Did you guys see what Big Bad Toy Store stated for it? So
What?
Haya said Q1. Big Bad Toy Store was June 2025.
But my highest, I got somebody from China that I buy them from him and he ships it out as soon as it comes out. I get it faster. Like Ghidorah, I've gotten that before a lot of people in the States. I've gotten mine in August.
Was that
I mean, not in August. In January, I got mine in January. People were getting theirs in March.
yeah? Was that
Because
Kowalski? Is that what that state's called?
no, it's Barry something. It's the
Oh,
BB.
oh, okay.
He's
That's
he's
the other
good.
one.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty good. He's direct. He's in China.
I
So
might
as soon
have
as he
to
gets
do
them, they
for him.
ship him. The only
Okay.
thing is, you have to pay it up front.
Oh,
Ooh.
the Hayas are cheap enough.
Is it
Like,
cheap?
Do they accept payment plans?
If you talk to him, he probably. Well, you can do PayPal in 4 because I think you can pay in PayPal, so you can do
Yeah.
PayPal in 4.
yeah, there you go.
Also, I paid $130 shipped for Ghidorah.
Wow.
Ooh.
So I probably got it for
Okay.
like $100 over there, and I paid $30 for shipping over here. Because when I got that
That's-
invoice, it was $130. I was like, $130. Retail's $129.99, and
shipping
he
is
shipped
I
it
think it
out,
might vary,
and I
though.
got it like a week later.
Wow.
It might vary depending on the state you might live in.
I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Florida.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
hey, nice. I'm in East Coast too.
yeah, because I've got the 2024 that I ordered from the site that's sponsoring everyone. That it starts with a K, and it's been in transit for a week already, and it's not supposed to get here till maybe at the end of this week or the start of next week. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
that's what happened. That's what happened to my Ghidorah. It wasn't. He shipped it out like 2 weeks prior. I didn't get it till like the 3rd week, but I got it pretty fast though because he shipped. I don't know. They receive it way earlier than us.
yeah, they get it like months and months early because it takes forever to get
It's
stateside.
It was stuck in customs for like a good week before I was able to get it, and it was in California.
Oh, of course. Oh, package from China. Gotta make sure.
Yeah, but it
Gotta
came
be
in
safe, though.
perfect. So it came in perfect. Nothing was wrong. They didn't open it or anything like that.
Sweet.
It came in good.
Sweet.
I love that Ghidorah too, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm excited for this 2024. But 2024 and Haya is not 74 Godzilla yet.
Here's
Yep.
what I'm hoping figure wise.
Yep.
The Godzilla stream or the Godzilla Day stream.
Yep.
Please, Bandai, give us a brand new King Caesar mold. Please.
I want a King Caesar X Plus. That's what I want.
Really?
But the thing is, I have asked people that work for X Plus. They said that there's not a high demand. I don't know. Maybe they're lying. I don't know. But I was told that there's not a high demand for Caesar. That's why they haven't made one yet.
I mean, even the stream
And
last night.
licensing also is pretty hard to get.
Oh, really?
For him?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they told me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stream.
They should have been made one a long time ago. They made the 20. You know how old the 25 centimeter is? That thing came out in 2013 or 2012, one of the two.
It's one of the.
They never made another one out. They never made another one.
How much does that go for?
A lot.
Oh man, that's a stupid amount right now. I think like you'd be lucky to find one for at least for like $300, maybe. That's the cheapest.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I found one
I'm
for
lowballing it.
13,000 yen.
Caesar, 25 centimeter.
Oh no, never mind. It's an old listing. That's why it was on
I
the
was about to say,
website.
man, like you give me that link, I'll buy it right now.
13,000. That was retail because conversion rate. That's like 80, 90 bucks. Well, that's the old conversion rate. They're a little bit more now, but the 25 centimeters, like what, 90, maybe $100
back then, not now.
500. Oh no, never mind. That listing's also ended. 600 now. Oh, it's the same.
6.
listing.
Okay, so it is 6.
But the 25 centimeters were around the $100 range. Because I remember I bought Godzilla 66, brand new, and it was like around $90-something plus shipping.
That's not bad. And back then, shipping was way cheaper, but it just took longer.
Way cheaper, yeah. It was like at least $20 for a 25 centimeter.
Yeah, because all 30 centimeters are like 180 to 200, depending on who it is.
Now they're stupid expensive, and they're making 25 centimeters so much bigger than before.
Yeah, that Ghidorah was $400. Or
did you?
no,
Well,
300.
Did you order the new 64?
No, I have to stick with 30. I have to stick with 30 centimeters. So I saw it next to the Baragon. It's too small.
Woo! This guy, I got him a long time ago, and I paid I think it was like under $120 for this. But I got it from Mike Johnson.
Yep.
He gets it for retail. So, but this thing is a 75, but he kind of looks like the 74 a little bit.
He's got interesting. I can see it. Yeah, I can see the 74 in it. the eyes because they're really big and round.
Yeah. People didn't like
Favorite-
this figure because of the lip, the upper lip.
Yeah,
It wasn't as accurate.
I remember that back in the day.
But
Favorite
this
figure in
figure,
our Godzilla collection? Lonzo pays two. Oops, sorry. I'll just go quick. Gigantic Shin, right here. He's number one for now. What about you guys? What's your favorite Godzilla
Mine?
figure in your, or just Godzilla anything in your collection? Since we had a comment about it.
I'm gonna rotate the camera a little bit, but this guy right here.
Oh yes. Oh, dude, that thing's gorgeous.
And I also got the extra head.
Oh, nice. Joseph, what's your favorite Godzilla anything? Doesn't have to be a figure.
Oh, well, I can't think of anything else, but it's the new Bandai 84 that got released.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a nice one. I like that one.
it's gorgeous.
The
Gorgeous.
Titanosaurus is nice too, the Bandai one. They just reissued it not so long ago.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it's still in stock. I hope.
yeah,
The
it's
Titanosaurus?
Yeah,
yeah. You can use the JP site and use Bai to import it. So
sweet.
yep, they don't have the 75 MechaGodzilla anymore because for some reason that figure sells out every time they
The heavy
post
damage.
it.
That one is.
Yep. The heavy
I remember
damage.
before they reissued that one, people were going nuts for that 75 Bandai. People were selling that for a stupid amount of money.
Yeah, it is one of the most, and for the most part, it's like almost perfect. I think the legs are a little too small on it, so he looks a little
The face
egg.
on it looks really good.
I
Yeah.
think that's one of the last surviving Showa suits, right? It's just a merge between the 74 and 75 suit.
Yeah, the 75 still exists. It's just it's
It does?
beat up. It's beat
Yeah.
up, but hopefully they super 30 centimeter it before it really degrades.
Oh,
I think we'll get the Monster Maker 28 75 soon. We're gonna get that, and we're gonna get the Titanosaurus and the MechaGodzilla. I'm calling it.
Oh, he has all three.
Yeah, MM28, Titanosaurus, Godzilla, and MechaGodzilla. I think all three of those. I think X Plus will make all three of them. Probably
hope
this
so.
year or next year.
Titanosaurus 5.
The MM. I have Titanosaurus 30 centimeter, but that MM23 Monster Maker one, oh, God, it's bigger, and I mean they both look good, but I don't know, man. It's just that Monster Maker 28 Titanosaurus is just. Oh, I need that in my life.
I just don't want to spend the price for the Titanosaurus. I keep seeing like I saw one go for like $450, and I was like, oh, that's such a good deal. And then it was like $700 to $800. I was like, ah, yeah.
I have an extra, man. I have an extra in my storage unit. If you need it, I won't sell it to you for that much, man. I'll give it to you for like under $280 or something like that.
nice.
Maybe I
Boxing
might have to. Well, I have to think about that. That would be a really good deal. I just have to find time for it, which probably won't be for a little bit.
Well, remember I sold to you before, and I work with you, brother.
Oh yeah,
This
great
thing
deals,
is,
man.
I think this one is better than the 25 centimeter, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, such a good figure. Did we see the supercharged Goji? Yes, we did. I'm thinking about pre-order. Joseph, are you gonna get it?
Which one?
The highest blue energized Godzilla.
No, I can't. I can't afford any highs.
I'm gonna get it.
That's fair.
I already ordered it.
So
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
I'll probably once I get my Haya 2024 and I see how it looks next to the Monster Arts and stuff, like the rest of the Monster Arts collection.
You ordered the evolved or the pre-evolved?
I pre-evolved, re-evolved is what they're calling it. That's like a week out, and then I do have the evolved Godzilla on pre-order, but I also have the Monster Arts on pre-order.
You know what's crazy? I wouldn't have ordered that because I have the 19 and the 21. There is no difference between them at all.
Yeah,
slightly different paint jobs, but it's the same exact sculpt.
Yeah, it's the fact that everywhere else has it sold out, and the only one that I could find out. Yeah.
I thought you had one of the two.
Nope.
My local comic book shop has 21s in stock. They're like $55. I mean, if I go back there, if you ever need it, I can probably pick it up. I'm going over there next weekend, actually.
Yeah, I don't have anywhere. I've looked all over. My South Dakota gets nothing, so I had to order it. So I ordered my 2024 directly from China before it sold out, which I only got it for, they let me do two discount codes. So I only got it for like $55 after shipping,
Not
which
bad.
was really good. And I spent a little extra on shipping to try to get it here faster. But we'll see how I feel about Haya after this figure.
Oh, you're gonna love Haya. I'm telling you, it's man.
Going to be a surge of Haya content.
Let me show you mine.
While you're grabbing that, let's talk about the dub and sub of 74
Okay.
while we're here. So before we started, Joseph said, and he said during the stream that he watches mostly the English dub still, and then us on the top row have watched the sub more, because now I've definitely, once the Criterion set came out, I watched the English dub the first night I had it, because that was the first time watching that movie in like 5 years, 6 years. Otherwise, I've completely only switched to sub. And that's just what I've watched from now on. And now I'm too lazy to grab the disc out. I just like going to Max and just super easy, just set it up on the iPad. But, and we kind of talked about it earlier, where the dub is one of the few, in my opinion at least, where it's like, it's of the time, but it's not like a lot of the 60s Godzilla films. Like I listen to those dubs, and although they're nostalgic, there's some kind of stuff in there that makes me raise my eyebrow a little bit when it comes to the dub and the mannerisms and the things they talk about and the way they talk about it and the way they do the voices. Product of the time, though. Okay, so that's just how it's going to be. It's a product of the time.
I don't think it can get any worse than All Monsters Attack dubbed. I think that's the worst I've ever.
It's been years since I've watched that movie.
Oh man, I think it's worse dubbed.
There's
Godzilla says.
I have
I should fight my own
very
battles.
special spot for that movie, and I have not seen it in that dub. I haven't seen it in 2 years.
I love that movie.
Dang.
Last time I saw it was in a group, but like the first time I used Discord with Matt, who's not here, and they did a movie night, and that's that was one of the movies we watched. We watched the dub version of Revenge. I still have my Century Media disc of it somewhere, just so I can make sure I can watch the dub whenever I want.
Minya, I believe, has a woman's voice in that one.
Yep. In the Japanese sub, yeah, and then English dub, it could be anyone. That voice is so.
He sounds goofy as so goofy, man.
I would say that's probably the most. Well, probably not the most memed, because now in the Godzilla community, I would say that's probably one of the largest memes in the community. But if you're counting everyone, I think the Godzilla tail slide from 73 is probably the biggest memed scene. Because I see that in like Call of Duty and Fortnite, like sniping clips. Like I'll see the Godzilla tail slide. They love using it. So
I see that meme everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny how it's like Godzilla's just there in the mainstream media. But so with these subs and dubs, do you both? I'll kind of leave this one open rather than keeping it to terms. This will actually be more of a discussion piece. Do you guys think? How do I want to word this? I had the question and then I got distracted by Minya. I just see his face and his voice, or its face and its voice is just like hypnotically going through my brain right now. It's a curse. And all my Minyas are staring at me, or the two Minyas that I have in my collection are staring at me. That's just kind of creepy. With such a, so the original version of the film's really good. I don't think there's denying that. And then the dub also being good. If you had to bring someone who's not, okay, this is how I'm definitely going to word it. If you had a friend who hasn't seen a Godzilla film and you're going to start with 74 and you had the choice of the subbed or the dubbed, which one are you going to show?
Subbed.
Subbed, okay.
Subbed.
Joseph, what would you?
Well, if they're serious about it, I'm definitely going to show the sub first. But if
Okay.
they're in like a wacky mood, then I'll show them the dub because why not? It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And with that, what's like your
So, I don't know. To me, I just think the Japanese acting is just so much better than listening to it dubbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
The Japanese actors are more passionate. Like
Yeah.
you can when they're playing their roles in their voice and everything. That's why I prefer subbed over dubbed, because dubbed is like a wacky voiceover. You can have somebody that a random voice that doesn't match that guy's body tone or you know, if you understand what I'm trying to say, like
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, sometimes dubs don't translate. I mean,
Like-
it's same thing with anime too. Like if the
Yeah.
voice doesn't fit, like it's very
I believe like if -1 had a dubbed version, it wouldn't be as good at all.
yeah. I
Mm-mm.
I think that's probably the reason why it's taking so long is they're probably cooking it up, and who's ever doing it is if it's in
They
the
better
works.
do a good job, because
Yeah.
though all those actors in -1 were just top notch, man.
Yeah, to match
Top notch.
that is going to be hard.
You said this before, Tanner.
Mhm.
Like get top A tier actors to voice the characters from -1, like a Studio Ghibli does.
Yeah, yeah. Get like actual. Well, okay. Now cut that. Cut that. That was not actual, but get your top tier actors and
Yeah.
actresses, because the thing with acting and voice acting, they're both very different from each other. They're both very difficult. I was watching like a documentary or something about it, and someone was talking about how much harder it is to voice act than it is to actually act. Because with acting, you get to use your body. With voice acting, it's all in your voice.
Mhm.
So it's really hard. So of really good just actors in generals are also really good voice actors. Like someone who kind of surprised me at how good he was a voice actor was Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Because he's in 2 Studio Ghibli movies, I believe, 2 or 3. He's in the Boy and the Heron, I believe that's the film that just came out. He's one of the voice actors in it. And there's just like a bunch of just Florence Powell's in it, just to name a few. And it's like with -1, like the film is big enough to where you should be able to do the budget for that film. Now I'm not expecting, Christian Bale to do it, but
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be able to afford these Hollywood actors. And what's funny is that Godzilla -1 literally took a dump on Hollywood.
yeah.
It really did, because I've seen multiple movies in 2023. Oppenheimer. I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've seen even Barbie with my wife.
Mhm.
There was no movie better than, and I'm not saying it because it's Godzilla and I'm being biased, but there was no movie that I've seen in 2023 that was better than Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Nothing.
disagree with you on that.
What did you see?
Oppenheimer. That alone was just
Dude, that movie. Look, to
that
me,
movie
it was
left my
it was a
jaw
sneak
dropping
step.
for
It
real.
was to me. I mean, I've seen Oppenheimer. It was good, but at the same time, I was falling asleep during that movie because the movie was over 3 hours long, and it was just purely talking and talking and talking. That guy having sex with multiple women, and the explosion was not all that great either. I was like, man, I was just fascinated to see Einstein.
See, the
in the
thing
movie.
is that like I didn't really like care about the whole talking thing. It's just the way that it was made. For me, it didn't feel long.
Yeah.
It just felt perfect. It felt like a 2-hour movie. Like, oh my gosh! And by the end, I felt
It
like
was 3 hours, that movie.
yeah. But it just felt like 2 short hours that just went by. But
To me,
by
Matt Damon made the movie, to my opinion.
yes, he was also great. But by the
He
end
was
of the
so good.
movie, I just felt such existential dread. I'm like, Nolan, wow, you need that Oscar. Him and Killian just need those Oscars right now. The first time I saw them.
I don't know. I just well, I mean, that's your opinion. I respect
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Yeah.
Oppenheimer is a blockbuster, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I just think -1 was the best movie I've seen
Mm.
in 2023.
I still haven't seen Oppenheimer, so I can't make a comment.
I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean,
True.
it's a great movie, but it's not for everybody. If you like a movie where people are gonna talk,
I
it
mean,
might not be for you.
Right.
Because to be honest, I might get a lot of hate for
Godzilla
this.
film
I
is.
was just about to say that. But Oppenheimer is that times 10.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I need a good movie like that, and that's why I've been excited to see it. I'm glad it's on Peacock now. Hopefully, it's still on Peacock.
Oh, it's still
'Cause
on there.
it's still really hard to get a physical copy of it because that's what I was waiting for, and I didn't pre-order it, and then every version of it physically was sold out for
And they say
months.
physical media is dead. Look at Oppenheimer. They're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
they're
Oppenheimer,
doing.
No, Oppenheimer. I have to give it respect. It was probably the best movie of 2023. Was it my
Yeah.
favorite movie of 2023? No, it's not. It wasn't my type of movie.
Mm.
Mhm.
It was to me, it was a snooze fest. My opinion. My wife enjoyed it, but like, I didn't like it. I was falling asleep, and she kept waking me up. She kept hitting me like no.
Which we got two comments to catch up on. Which SHMA or Haya figure do you recommend? If you don't have Godzilla 72 or Gigan 72 for Monster Arts, I would recommend. I don't own any Haya yet, so I can't recommend anything. Just visually, I would want to say Ghidorah, but with that new version of Ghidorah coming out, I kind of would say to wait on Ghidorah. Skullcrawler's looking pretty cool for Haya. And then we've got a second comment which asks, which villain do you want to see in the next MonsterVerse movie? If it was a choice between Biollante and Destroya. Context is important for me.
She's my favorite. She's my favorite kaiju villain of all time, Biollante. I love Biollante.
I would say
89 is my favorite movie.
Yeah. I would say if it's not the last MonsterVerse movie, I'm in the side of the ship that wants Destroya to be last. So I would say if the next movie isn't the last one, Biollante is an excellent choice.
We should
'Cause-
compromise. So, like, let's say we have both. Biollante could be like the Infinity War to like Godzilla, and then Destroya the end game, I guess.
Yeah. Or Biollante could be good. She
Yeah.
could be a good kaiju. She don't have to
Yeah,
be necessarily bad. Because technically she wasn't bad in 89. Godzilla was really the bad one.
Yeah.
For me with Biollante, I don't want to get too off track longer. But for me with Biollante, like, of course I want to see her fight Godzilla, but like, there's always a part of my brain that's like, she would be a really, really good Hollow Earth kaiju for Kong and an older Suko to fight. If they want to do another time skip, let Suko be like mid-adolescence and Kong be like in the old man stage, like a God of War type of vibe. God of War 2, where Suko's younger, getting confident, kind of edgy. Kong's getting older, really passing down like mantle stuff. I feel like Biollante would just fit perfectly, like a very big supervillain that isn't another monkey-related kaiju for Kong and them to fight, but she's also like a really, really good Godzilla villain. Yeah, and I want to see a MonsterVerse Godzilla fight a MonsterVerse Biollante. So I would prefer her in the next film if we're going off the assumption it's not the last film.
People keep saying Space Godzilla.
People really, yeah.
They keep saying Space Godzilla.
I guess it's because of the murals that you see in like 2019. I think they showed like a flying Godzilla.
Yeah, but we kind of get that in this movie too, where they make the comment of the kaiju or the creature that ate the star, which is Godzilla. So it doesn't help that Wingard's kind of taken things from 2019 and then left other things and kind of changed things as well.
Behemoth.
Yeah, Behemoth. But it doesn't really matter. I do hope it's either a Toho villain or it's like a new kaiju, but it's big, kind of like Shimu. Do the Shimu thing, except just make it a one villain.
I was disappointed with Shimo.
I like her. There's just things that they
Could have done better.
like.
I
If they were gonna make her like a tragic character, they should have had more moments of her not
hmm
being in trance to show that she really isn't trying to do this.
I think I felt that Godzilla could have taken out both of them by himself in that movie.
There was a very strong implication that Godzilla probably could have just soloed the whole
Yeah,
movie himself after Evolves, but it was still fine. It's still a good movie. I still have to go back and see it a third time. I have not been in the theater to see it.
I think I'm done watching that movie already. I've seen
You
it
come back.
twice, and I'm gonna wait until it comes out on Max or Blue. I'm definitely gonna get the Blu-ray Steelbook.
Yeah.
I have all the movie posters. I have the double-sided, all of them. But
Why is he growling?
I don't know.
He
That movie was just like it was just too goofy for me, man. It was because King of the Monsters to me is my favorite legendary film. That
Yeah.
film felt like those kaiju's felt like animals and kaiju's like this one they were too human like, and I'm like, oh my god, why? It was like,
Yeah.
oh god, it was like a little cringy at first. I'm like, oh man, why'd you guys make Kong do this, and why are you guys making Scar so human-y and laughing, and oh god. But I do like Scar King though. I thought that first fight scene was just badass. Like the way they introduced Scar King and he came out of his throne like a boss and just like challenged Kong.
I don't think Tater likes Scar King.
Tater's just mad that I can't bring him to the theater to watch the movie. He doesn't like it when Dad, even if Mom's home, he doesn't like it when Dad goes to the theaters because he can't watch it. There's the meme and the joke of like bulldogs being like iPad kids. They really are. You introduce them to the TV and they get, or all the ones that I've had get really interested in like not physical media, but like movies. He
I think he's
legitimately
being-
does watch TV. Oh my goodness. You're a raging tyrant, aren't you? He's being goofy. Yeah. I don't know. It could be anything, but out of Biollante and Destroy, I want Biollante, unless they're gonna end it. But I really don't think the MonsterVerse is gonna end anytime
Hell
soon.
no. That thing
I
broke
think
500 million already.
we've got like four films in it, I think. The Postcard King when he first came out, yeah, he does the Super
Yeah.
Boo pose, which is just
The
like
Super Boo pose, yep. Like
that
was crazy good. I love that.
that was good.
That's what, like I'm saying, that first scene where Scar King came out like a maniac boss was like that was like the best I've seen Scar King. After that, it was just he
Yeah.
wasn't all that good after that. But that first scene when he looked at Kong and jumped down and challenged him, that scene was like amazing. How the gorillas were pounding and doing like a death battle drum, whatever you call it. But that was pretty cool. I liked it.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's we got a little off track, which that's okay because we're answering questions in the comments, which is interaction is the most enjoyable thing about these live streams. So I don't mind a little bit. We're going to cycle back. I remember we were talking about sub and dub a little bit. I think we kind of set our pieces.
Yeah, I don't really see a difference between the sub and dub. I mean, like I said, I've seen the Japanese one more than I've only seen the English probably like a couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm gonna show it to a friend of mine. I'm gonna show it to the sub. My daughter loves that movie, by the way. She loves the MechaGodzilla song. With the drums. She always tells me, "Can you please play that song?" And then she starts like doing the drums and that, and she loves that song.
You should get the soundtrack, the vinyl.
Oh yeah, I should hunt that down.
It's some of the soundtracks aren't too bad. You said you had an iPhone. If you look up the Godzilla movies, most of the Showa Godzilla movie soundtracks are on iTunes. They're a little spendy though. I think they're like $11.99. They might be on Apple Music if you use that. I know a lot of people don't iTunes store anything anymore. I'm just
on Spotify.
And it's on Spotify. Oh
wow,
the entire thing. Yeah,
I have Spotify, so I'm gonna definitely check that out. I didn't know they were on. I didn't know they were on there.
Yeah.
I know Pandora has Godzilla soundtrack as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I put a
I haven't heard
Fukube.
of that name in so long.
I put a
The
Fukube station, and it plays Godzilla soundtracks.
holy
Nice.
cow,
Mm-hmm.
Pandora, surviving by the Godzilla. What are you doing over here now? Come over here, big boy.
I
Come
think
over
he
here.
wants to talk about 74 with us.
I think he does, which is fine. This is a perfect transition though, into the soundtrack of the film. What do you guys think of this soundtrack? I'll just say my piece really quick. I think this soundtrack is easily one of the
Oh
best.
man,
It's the main theme with the drums is like
that's my favorite
it
soundtrack.
sells it.
It's the MechaGodzilla theme is when he first shows up. That oh man, I love that. Like I said, I love that soundtrack. I can listen to it. When I go to the gym, I play it.
Yeah.
I play it multiple
Yeah.
times, and I'm like, oh man, I can listen to this all day.
Oh, dude. Joseph, what's your favorite track on it?
Like you guys said, it's the opening. This is definitely a major step up from Sato's score, Masaru Sato's score. Because if you compare it to Raids Again, this beats it out of the park. Because Raids Again, I mean, it was creepy for what it was.
Yeah,
It does have the mood there, but I mean, for something that's in like the mid '70s, where like disco was like booming in that era in Japan, that it works out.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Raids Again, that soundtrack was pretty creepy. Like I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. But it's
It's
just that it's just the 74 has that 70s groovy feel to it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's this film just go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, Joseph, were you saying something?
Nope.
Maybe my headset's freaking out. I don't know. It could be. I like 74 is one of my favorite soundtracks just overall, but I think like it's so close to the top for me. It's such a unique sound in the Heisei, which, Ifukube is pretty much most of the Showa series soundtracks, most of them, not all. But I feel like it's just in this one they just get it really, really right. Like it's so different, and it's got it's a different vibe. It's like it's got that 70s like bop a little bit. It's got the Godzilla feel in it as well. And then it also swings around and it gets that spy thriller, like that James Bond
Yep.
kind of like sound as well. It's 74 is a super like polarizing film. There's
It
not
really is.
a film that's really close to it. Like 75, its sequel, its sister film, its sibling film, is probably the closest in vibes to it, and I still put the two a good distance apart. They're just very different. And it's probably why I love it so much, because it's just really, really unique in my mind, at least. If I keep playing with him, I'm going to drop him. So I keep setting him off the side.
Hey, trust me, it's a beautiful figure, man. I'm telling
It's
you, you can't put it
beautiful. Yeah, it brings that 74 figures just brings what 74 as a film and that Godzilla is for me in childhood, and that's this design. Okay, everyone knows I'm a big Shin head, but when I think of Godzilla,
down. 74.
him, 74 is the first, and then the wave of Shin just drowns it. But the very, very, very first instinct is it's always 74. 74 was my favorite movie as a kid.
Right.
And it's really only been topped by possibly the two newest Japanese films. So really, and GMK's right up there too. But it's just a really funky film, and it's got all these different story types, and it just really blends it together. And then the soundtrack collapses it. I think if the soundtrack was a normal Ifukube like full score, I don't know if it would work.
No, I don't.
And
It wouldn't work with most of the 70s films.
yeah, it might be sacrilegious to say that, and that's no, like, Ifukube is like obviously the godfather of the Godzilla music.
He's definitely the GOAT.
Yeah, the 70s films and 74 really specifically just wouldn't work with that normal soundtrack. Like the films would have to be different. And I can appreciate that. It's probably why all 570s films are just like up in the top for me, because they're different.
Which is your favorite
Well,
70s film?
74.
Well,
74.
well, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
74
mine
is my
also.
favorite Showa film if we're gonna put it into eras. So spoiler for that stream, because I want to do my favorite Godzilla films overall, but before that I want to do the eras. So there will be a live
that's pretty
stream for
cool.
each era. But as a
I'll be down
spoiler,
for that, man. I can talk about this all day, man. Like,
oh yeah, the 74 is my favorite Showa, and then like I said, it's like 2, 3, maybe 4 with GMK, like -1. You know, -1 is gonna shake up the top list because -1's probably gonna end up in top 5. But
to
I want to
me,
make sure I watch it.
-1 to me is number 1.
Okay.
I would
Oh,
put 54. No, hold on, 54, and then -1,
Yeah.
and then I'll have 80, 89. 74 is in my top 10 movies of all time. It's my favorite
Yeah.
show. No, 64 is my favorite show film of all time. But 74 is definitely top 10. 74 also has like a really good human story to it as well.
Yeah.
They really focus on the human characters as well in this one too. You know what I mean?
And we can. That's actually a really good point to talk about. We can kind of shift into that the human side of this film. You know, to the people that sometimes like to say the humans don't matter. The human characters in this film, the whole cast is just actually really, really strong.
Really good.
They've got a good story. They've got good villains as well. So it's not like it's just MechaGodzilla's the villains. The aliens in this film are really, really smart. They've got, you know, the twist that they've morphed into humans and they're actually apes is really cool. The effect on that, for the change on that whenever it's on screen, is a little goofy, but it's done really well. They make smart plays
Good
besides the fact that they weren't watching the car, you know, them leave the car before it exploded. Besides that, like, they're normally really intelligent. I mean, in both films that they're in, they're big villains that I'm kind of surprised haven't come back yet.
I believe they had influence from Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. I read something that they had influence in Honda, I believe, had influence on Planet of the Apes, so that's why they had those.
Okay. That would it makes sense. It fits the time, and it's a good choice too, because it's like I remember as a kid the first time I saw it, and they morphed. You know, the VHSs didn't really have good quality, so, or at least the one that I had didn't really have good quality, so you could almost not even really tell what it was. Like, you just saw they morphed. And it was just always like, I remember the first time my kid brain just exploded. I was like, "Whoa, how'd they do that?" You know?
When you kill them, they turn into that monkey and just disappear.
Yeah. And then they, you know, like, because as a kid, you know, I thought these were real. I was just like, "Whoa, that's so crazy!" You know, they're just really intimidating villains. Because this is also like one of the first films where they capture people and they have hostages, but they don't just throw them in a cage. They actually, like, they go for the kill. They
I think
put them in that heat room.
They were more violent than the aliens from Ghidorah.
Yeah.
From the Ghidorah films.
Yeah, the Ghidorah
They
72,
tried to,
like,
Much more violent, yeah.
burn. I wouldn't say burn. It was more like a very hot air trying to hit them.
asphyxiate. They were using hot
Yeah.
air to take away oxygen in the air and overheat your body, which is a very slow, miserable way to die.
And yeah, and they actually kill in this movie as well. Well, the aliens.
Humans, yeah.
Yep. People, multiple people die. there's multiple, like, James Bond-esque gunshots. You know, one of my other favorite scenes that we haven't really talked about is the yacht scene. I think that whole little mini piece is such a great film. There's a lot of, like, actual thrill in that chase once they get out of the room, and it's just our main character and the villain, and he's chasing him up on the dock. Like, that whole scene's tense, and he's like disappears for a little bit, and then you get like a chair thrown at you or like an umbrella. It's really well done, And the lighting
Yeah.
on it is super cool. They did like kind of like a morning sunset look, and it just works. And then it twists that this guy that's been following them saves them, you know, or we don't know it for sure yet. It's just he appears right after the alien shot and falls off the boat. And then the English dub has that just goofy line of Joseph, what does he say to them? He's like,
He's
what a
probably gonna
beautiful
clip.
Something about romantic, like
what a
very
beautiful
romantic
ship ride. You guys should be like talking about love or something like that.
Yes,
Like it's
that.
so good.
I feel like the next scene after kind of like ruins the yacht scene for me, because then like, well, this is for the English dub. I don't know if it's different in the Japanese version, but it said like the statue that they were fighting over, the space ape.
Oh yeah.
It was a fake.
Yeah.
So
and
like
It was a
he
fake.
could have died over a fake. if the
Yeah,
if the other guy hadn't had saved him in time.
yeah, and
Speaking of that
it's like that in
statue,
the
though,
sub as
I
well.
don't mean to cut you off, but you know how
Oh,
they
yeah.
made the Godzilla X Plus made the Godzilla Tower.
Yep.
I want them to make that Caesar statue
Oh, for the Maniacs.
in that line, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Ooh,
hopefully
Maniacs.
with the future Caesar figure.
I'd have to buy it. I would assume, yeah, because they'd have to really upscale it. That would be a pretty big
Yeah,
piece. So
it's
that would
just
be cool.
a really nice display piece. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be super big, but like a
Mhm.
decent size. I would say
Make
like a
it
7-inch,
A prop
7,
size
8
replica
inch.
would be best.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think X Plus would do it that big though.
Mm.
Yeah, because that would be big.
Because remember,
Wow.
they released the alien head on that line, and then they released the Godzilla Tower miniature figures. It'll probably be in that same scale, like the 7, 8-inch line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I would love a King Caesar prop in that. If X Plus would do it, they'll probably do it in that line. I would
Maybe.
really
Just
like that.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone
Maybe,
else,
yeah.
possibly, or also someone maybe could also 3D print it.
Yeah, there's a few 3D printed ones
There's a
out
few
there as
people.
well.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that,
And they
does
look
that,
good.
man.
No.
I
You could
definitely would
probably-
say. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I would say you could probably ask people around there to probably do it for you. They probably
Yeah.
commission it for you.
Yeah,
I'll be glad
It's-
to get that.
yeah. The
Put some LEDs on
statue.
the lights. Put some LEDs on the eyes as well. Like make it light up like in the movie.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Yeah, I could see X Plus doing a Toho Maniacs, like
Yeah.
an additional, or 30 centimeter Caesar would probably get.
That would be nice, man.
I would hope
the
it's an upscaled from the 25 centimeter, because I would feel like it's too small. But the 84 Cybot has the same exact. The Rick, I believe, is the same one from the 25 as well.
Yeah, but the thing is that Rick feature, I passed on the Rick because I have the original 30 centimeter with the louse. They didn't kill that louse with a harpoon. They killed it with a knife.
Yeah.
They didn't have they didn't stab it. There was no harpoon on it. If I don't maybe I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I don't recall them killing it with a harpoon.
Isn't
He was stabbing it with a knife.
No.
isn't there
but
a
then
harpoon
the
in
other-
the Japanese cut? I think
No.
that's cut out of the
Because I
85.
have
being-
the
he
Blu-ray
was-
in English
Yeah.
with Burr.
Yeah, 85.
85.
Because that scene's slightly shortened in the 85 from what I can remember.
The last thing I remember is that he was saved, like the character was getting saved by someone else at the last second, by the boat survivor, because he was
Yeah.
about to get killed by the
I
Shocker.
think it's in 84 that the death isn't on a knife, it's on the harpoon. Well, and it doesn't even get fully killed by the harpoon either, but it does have a harpoon sticking out of it. I'm pretty sure 85 cuts that scene out.
I have to
There's
see
a
the
lot.
Japanese one because I know
Okay.
I've seen I have the Blu-ray of the Raven
I-
Burr. I don't recall a harpoon on it.
I searched it up. Chakras was killed with a hatchet, not a harpoon.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like a big knife. Yeah, they were stabbing it. I don't remember.
Okay.
So that was like not accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know where the harpoon
Interesting.
came from.
And I've seen the harpoon, like X Plus isn't the only one to do it. So maybe there's like a concept art, or there's possibly a different version of
Could
the
be.
scene that wasn't ever released, maybe,
Mandela effect.
or Mandela effect. It could honestly be that too, which it's not accurate, but I'm a big
Still
red
nice
feature
though.
guy.
It's not. It's good to have though a louse though. To be honest,
Yeah.
because that louse is pretty detailed. It's really nice.
Hopefully mine's here tomorrow. It says Tuesday, but DHL is normally a day early for me. So there's a very good chance I'll be doing a live box day on the Cybot tomorrow.
It's a
If not
pretty big
Tuesday.
figure too.
Yeah. 64 and a half centimeters. It's
64 and a
taller.
half?
Yeah,
You
it's
mean
64 and a
34,
half.
34 and a half.
Yeah, 34, not
I
64.
was going to say, that's like
64.
gigantic size.
That's like ultra gigantic at that point. Oh my goodness, that would be cool. But
And take up your
I-
whole house.
yes. I'm also
Yeah, 'cause-
hoping this year that there's a gigantic 74 and ounced, and then we could get a gigantic scale.
Oh my
Uh,
lord, man!
uh,
to go with this
Kingston
guy.
Star. Yeah. That's my number one wish list for
We
things.
do need a 70s gigantic. Like
Yeah.
it's time.
I think
I think
the
it's time.
first I think it'll be 86 or 80 excuse me, not 86. 68
84?
probably will be the
68.
first.
I don't want that one, man. I mean, I love the suit, but I'd rather have a 70s. Man.
Yeah.
I'd rather have
we'll see,
74 or 75.
Yeah, I would personally I want 74 the most, but we'll see what they do this year. We now have an actual Joseph, was it confirmed today that stream on the 13th of May is that a Godzilla store stream?
Let
Do we
me
still
check. Matt said something about that.
Okay, because if that is a store stream, I would guess we're gonna see the shins that were revealed. We're gonna see -1 in hand, and then I think we're gonna see one or two new things.
I think there's gonna be a third shin. I think there's
Yes,
gonna be like a
there-
purple one.
There's a G Store stream on the 13th, and then
Okay.
the second G Fest stream on
The
November
3rd of November. Yeah, which is typical. Kingzilla, welcome back. So we're definitely going to be middle of the month. It's a Monday night, so not guaranteeing anything for YouTube, but we might do some sort of reaction stream live to it because there hasn't been a stream yet since last November 3rd. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff. There's going to be a lot of old stuff as well. But I think the Bandai vote polls are going to be revealed, which is all Showa, so that's going to be incredibly hype. Like I said, multiple X Plus figures I think are going to be released. New Marusan G Store exclusives. We might see our first Godzilla 2000. Might see Destroya for the first time because that hasn't been put up for sale yet. There's plenty of stuff going on with that stream, and hopefully 74 stuff.
74.
I
we
really
need
think
more
70 Bandai 74 is going to get a Godzilla store exclusive release, and I think that would probably be the time to do it.
I really
do
want
that.
a
and then
Bandai
you can
anything from the show last night that you were hyped about?
from last night.
Besides the shin, besides the shin.
Well, there's Bandai monochromatic shins coming out as well, and that was it for toys. It was the shin stuff, and that was it. And we got to see -1 next to these Yuji Sakai shins, and -1
I
looks
can't
like
wait for that. I can't wait for that one. Man. You see how
Looks
big
like
it
it's-
looks compared to those shins, and that's a pretty decent sized shin. It's the same exact size as the Awakening.
yeah. So it's
What about the X Plus table?
the X Plus table. The fact that the Gappa is a 30 centimeter figure.
I think it's bigger. I think it's 40 centimeters because that's based off a kit. And I was looking
Oh,
that kit up, and I went on Kaiju Kits, and I found it, and it's like 45 centimeters tall.
Okay, because I do believe the tag said favorite sculptures line, so it's probably going to be big like the Cybot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to have to get that. I haven't seen that movie, but it's a 30 centimeter kaiju, and I'm just
You've never seen
seeing
that
the
movie?
prototype. I was very impressed with it.
You never seen that movie?
Nope, not yet.
Oh,
There's
good.
there's a good handful of Toho films I haven't seen yet in the kaiju line, and I haven't seen a lot of films like that. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying not to watch them illegally is pretty much the line I'm drawing. I'm trying to get official Blu-rays.
Yeah, you can
which
go
is
on
a
Buy
pain.
and find them for cheap. Like you can
Yeah.
find other Toho like Atragon.
Yeah, they've got
Maguma.
that set that came out with all of them, and Xbox is region free, so I actually can go ahead and buy that. Now that you brought that up, does BioGoji89 or TokusatsuBTS have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Joseph has a YouTube channel, and the link is Not in the description yet. Let me. Oh, I
How
can do
dare
this
you.
live. It's because it's a copy and paste thing and it takes a second, but I'll get it added here. Hopefully the stream doesn't freak out.
I do have a YouTube page, but I'm starting to post shorts.
Okay.
For my collection. But
Yep.
most of my videos is me playing Street Fighter 6 online streaming. But my
Which-
shorts is going to be purely Godzilla.
Purely Godzilla. So I'll have to get the link. Actually, I can grab the link here too. Let me paste that. Okay, so the description will be updated here in a second with the links. And let me add a new section for you, for your channel. 9. I should have done this beforehand, but life is just having so much fun with me lately. Busy week at work. I'm going to be, for people that don't know, I'm a manager at an Amazon facility. Just got it this month, and now this is going to be one of the first 5 weeks that I'm going to be alone. All my managers are going to be gone. So
What?
Do you have
yeah.
my channel? Do you have access to my channel? Like, can you look it up?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't know.
You sent me a few words.
Oh yeah, I sent you some of my shorts. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Where'd it?
It's just
Do you wanna
Kaiju Lover
up-
85.
Okay, there we go.
Like at Kaiju Lover 85. But my name, it says Unknown Vandal. I'm not a vandal, but I just thought it was a
There we
sick
go.
name for
Here we go. Here's this. Once again, we're doing it live. Gotta love these channels, or gotta love these live streams. We'll get there one day. One of these days, I'm gonna be so professional out that everyone in their minds are gonna just be like,
Blown out of their minds.
yeah, everyone's gonna be blown out of their minds. Oh, I can't update it live. Gosh darn it. Okay, so once the stream ends, Lanzo Plays 2, the links will be in the description. I can't update it live because when I hit the thing, it tries to actually end the stream and restart it, and we don't want to. What is your deal tonight? What is your deal?
I have it here.
So, but I'll it's in there so you can follow both, or subscribe to both. Which thank you for subscribing to my guests, or asking about the links. We like to support everyone who stops on the stream, and even people who aren't in the stream. I like to support everyone, support the community. We just want the community to. Did you just fart? You stinky bulldog. Stinky. God, he's cute. Oh, it's gonna stink in here in a minute. Goodness. Bulldog farts. They are the worst on the planet. No matter what
Is he
you
in
eat.
English?
Yeah.
Is he in English?
American. So he looks
Oh,
like
American,
a pit bull pretty
okay.
much. But he's 90 pounds of pure density. Come here then. You want to be on the stream?
I would love to own a British Bulldog.
All bulldogs are just great. I've owned quite a few in my lifetime already. I've been very fortunate. Come here then. Come on. Come up here. Come here. You want to be up in the stream? You want the attention? The oohs and the ahs? Come up here.
I think he wants his time to be famous.
Ah.
Oh, he definitely will be famous.
Reach for
He's
the sky, Tater. He's reaching.
he is. He's such a cute boy. He's got his collar. We don't have it on when he's in the house. We put it on when we go out to the bathroom and stuff. It irritates his neck. He's got a bow tie. So he's a very, very, very
Fancy fellow.
he's
Dapper.
fancy. Yep. And now he's trying to play with me right now. Mom must be ignoring him. It's like, oh yeah, she's working on painting right now. Oh. All right. There might be a stampede. He's going into zoomy mode. So if it
I hear him.
Can you hear the? Be
Oh my
careful of your
God.
leg, buddy. Oh God! Oh, he zoomed in here. He doesn't zoom in here no more. God, you're such an attention whore. I love him. He's such a good boy. He loves Godzilla. He gets hyped when Dad does live streams. So, yes.
Ask him what he thinks about Godzilla versus the Bionic Monster.
He would not know it as that title, but he loves 74. If he didn't before, he definitely does now after watching it 5 times with me. And I showed him Terror of MechaGodzilla, and he enjoyed that as well.
So, let me ask you, Tanner.
Mhm.
Which film do you like better, Shin or 74?
Shin. Shin's number 1.
Shin is number 1.
Yep. Shin.
Were you able to see it in theaters when it came out?
Big fan. That was back when the town that I'm living in now, I didn't live here. I was 2 hours away. And now they get all the Godzilla premieres. Back then, they didn't get Shin. So I had to drive, to see it, I would have had to drive 6 hours. And I was still in high school with a car that was at 280,000 miles on it. So it definitely was not making that trip. Even though it made it to, at the end of its lifespan, it made it to 350. So I probably could have done it.
That film is 8 years old already, man.
It's going to be 8. Yeah.
Insane how time flies, man. I remember watching that movie. I saw it 3 times in the theaters, and I remember I was when I saw the design of Shin, I'm like, oh, is this a zombie type Godzilla? Because he looks wicked. That movie was. I mean, I love Shin. I love the design of him.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie was alright. It's not my favorite, but
Mm-hmm.
I do love the design. I have almost every Shin. I collect Shin. I love that design, man. That flesh is just man.
And it's got plenty of release.
Dude, I'm telling you, and that's the thing about Shin. It's a beautiful design, bro. It's gorgeous. I love it. I can see it. Dude, I have the Kyoto. I have the X Plus, and I stare at them all the time, man. I just get fascinated by looking at them. I'm like, oh my God.
There's a reason why my Sara Jarushis are on top of my TV or on my TV stand. I stare at them all the time.
Just make sure you make room for that for the X Plus Easy Hobby.
I'm hoping it's tomorrow. I still haven't gotten any info. I haven't gotten a tracking number yet. It's just going.
Oh man, that thing is.
I gotta email AC.
You're gonna. When you see that thing, man, you are going to
It's gonna be a crazy live stream. I'm gonna live stream it, so I want to, just like Gigantic Shin, that one. I want to make sure that one's videotaped because that one I'm crazy on. I've got
a lot of space because that tail is ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it's the heaviest thing on the figure. The tail is extremely heavy. And it takes up so much space because the tail swings out. I mean, it is curl, but it just takes up so much room. So you gotta sacrifice something.
I'll show it here. I've already taken the measurements, or I don't have the dimensional space of Shin, but I do know that if he can't stand without the tail, he stands right here where the 54 is, which is the end of the shelf, and his tail is going to be up by his head. He's literally the whole shelf length, and then extra is the tail. So if he can't stand without his tail, that's the plan. If he can,
it can stand with the tail because it's a heavy figure, but you can risk of him toppling down one day.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that, especially because it's not a vinyl figure.
The tail does support the whole figure. That tail is heavy as hell. It doesn't use a tail stand. On top of that, the tail it's like magnet. You just put it in. You don't need a hair dryer. Ooh. You just pop it in.
First magnet Godzilla figure. I'm so excited.
Did you get the X Plus version or the Easy Hobby version?
X Plus.
Okay.
I've got the X Plus standard, the painted version. So
you're not. That's the one that I wound up picking.
Yeah.
I've seen both of them. So the
Mhm.
solid one, the detail is going to be insane on that one.
All the photos they keep sharing on their Instagram is making me kind of wish I got the red one, the translucent one, because
You won't be disappointed, man. You're not going to be
I
disappointed either or.
oh yeah, it's Shin. I'm not too worried.
Okay, so what I can say is that the translucent one, yeah, it looks beautiful. It illuminates really nicely with light, with proper lighting. But
Mhm.
the solid one, the details are a little bit more crisp on that.
There we go.
So it's gonna be crazy.
Very, very
That
excited.
box
he's chewing on his
is
phone.
gonna be ginormous, bro. It's gonna be way bigger than that X Plus gigantic Shin box.
Crap.
So,
I can't wait to find a spot for it in the garage then.
yeah.
Oh goodness. Yes. I'm excited. So that's something that will be here in the future. Anyone who's watching live will, within the next hopefully 2 weeks, there'll be 3 live unboxings. We've got the gigantic Easy Hobby Shin, the X Plus version, which there's no difference between them besides the box. And the X Plus versions don't come with the bonuses if you pre-order directly from them. And then there's one bonus that only came with the translucent red one from Easy Hobby. So it doesn't have any of those, and the box is different, but that doesn't really matter. The figures are all the same. They're made at the same time. So we have that. We have the Cybot that literally it's either tomorrow or Tuesday. Another 84. Hopefully Joseph will be able to watch with me.
I'm waiting on
or at least like watch the stream live, and we can talk about how good that figure is. And we might do another. We could maybe do another collab, maybe if Joseph's interested. I would definitely not mind doing that. And then we have the Haya 2024 eventually.
Oh man, that's gonna be. Wait, when is that coming out again?
The which one?
The Haya 2024.
The pre-evolved one is already out. The US hasn't. Yeah, the global distributors don't have it, but if you order it from China, so mine will be here in like the next week or so, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we could go on that one because I'm pretty sure they're the same exact sculpt. I mean, it don't difference.
I've been told it's got less paint, and which that doesn't really bother me too much. So we'll see.
I'm telling you, you have one of the Ace Age Martial Arts on Legendaries.
When I collected Monster Arts, I owned the 19, the Burning 19, and the 2021. So
once you get that higher, you're gonna forget about the SH Martial Arts, man.
I hope so. I won't be forgetting the Monster Arts evolved.
No.
That thing is.
I just mean the legendary in general.
Yeah, just the base design. Yeah, I probably will. I almost bought the Monster Arts 2024, and then I sided against it, and then I ended up getting the Haya instead. So that's kind of. We'll see how I like this trade.
I'm gonna order both the Evolved. Well, I already ordered the Evolved, and I'm gonna order. The thing is, with the SH Monster, is $130 for that Evolved, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then it's sold out everywhere in Japan, so it's like you can't even get it for $100.
Has them. They still have them, like these American sites.
Yeah, the U.S. sites. It's just they're 2 months. Well, they're going to be 3 months late. They're not going to get here in December. They're going to get here in January. And for YouTube, got to try to get it as soon as I can. So I spent more than U.S. retail to get the Japanese version. I ended up spending $160 on mine.
The shipping was $30.
No, shipping was $12.
12. Oh, damn, that's pretty good.
It was $140 from the site, the import site that I bought it from, nice. And then I spent extra money on shipping, so when it gets to their warehouse, it'll guaranteed be here within 2 days. So
I'm looking forward to their Shimo as well.
Yeah. Hopefully we got a Monster at Shimu. Maybe. We're getting Star King.
I think they had like a little picture of it, like a silhouette of it.
That was the Bandai.
That was the Bandai. Series. Oh, I thought that was the SH Monster Arts. I was like, oh
no.
They Scar though.
Yep, they do have we do have photos of Scar. So I would assume Shimu and Beast Glove Kong are probably not far behind. Definitely not this year though, since Godzilla's in October. because there's going to be some Heisei re-releases, I'm guessing, and some new Showa stuff. So hopefully,
I'm hoping they reissue Destroyer, which I'm pretty sure they will.
it's right at the top of my list. I think they're going to do all of them together. It'll be the Evolve set and Destroyer.
Oh, hell, I can't wait for that. I'm all in.
It's going to be like $300, but yeah, it'll be good.
And
hopefully, what? Oh, sorry.
That Evolve set is rare.
Yeah.
And pricey.
Yeah. People blowing money at the casino, me blowing money on Godzilla figures. You know, it's no different doing that, because if you get to a point where you want to sell something, sometimes it's like extremely valuable, and sometimes it's not. It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much gambling. I'm hoping Monster Arts does a 74 Godzilla this year, and I hope with the Chigoken they take that mold on that figure and then they make it a regular Monster Arts, and they don't reissue the old one, because the old one is not very good. Kind of boo-boo.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping Monster Arts will do a 74, and also a 74 Mecha as well.
Yeah, a new 74 Mecha and King Caesar would be nice, but that, I feel like that's pulling at strings.
Yes, SH did do a 74, did they? Mecha?
Yeah, there's a MechaGodzilla. It's super small though, and it's not.
Yeah.
Great. So
64. The 64 was small too.
Yeah. But now the new Showa stuff is in the scale for the overall line. It's in scale with pretty much the line, not that it's suit or movie accurate. And then I think Joseph would agree with me here. 74 needs a 4K release this year.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
for
yes,
Japan.
I do wish that, but from what has been done before, they would premiere the 4K on TV, and if they had done that with 74, they would have done it either this year or last year, late last year. Nothing happened late last year. Although they did do a 4K scan of 73 Megalon and 84. So
84
maybe
getting some love.
Maybe 4K releases coming in at maybe next stream, or
I would like a Japanese 84 in 4K.
Yeah. This is the longest gap between these 4K releases now, right, Joseph?
As in like premiering on TV?
That and then just the physical release, because like they last year and the year before were pretty heavy, and now it's been silent since December.
Well, the thing about it is that with
February.
the 4Ks, those were everything that was shown on TV, and those 4K scans were shown on TV years ago. So from starting in 2021 to 2022.
Oh.
And I think the earliest one was Ghidorah. I think it was either one of those films that had the early 4K scans. Yeah, that already had a 4K scan.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. But no, the thing is, they don't come with subtitles, man.
Yeah, which that doesn't bother me too much, because now it's like
we already know the movie. Period.
Yeah, with Max, I have to watch it subtitled, so it's I've got the base. Plus, I can just enjoy watching a Godzilla movie. I don't really need to know what's going on.
There is certain movies that I would like to, read subtitles. Like, for instance, like Shin. That's a movie that you need subtitles for.
Yeah,
you're dependent on subtitles. For Shin.
Do you have? Tan, I know you probably do. You have the Shin Blu-ray DVD combo.
I have the original US, the Crunchyroll release.
Yeah,
I don't have any other versions yet, and I was going to buy the 4K version until Joseph told me that the 4K that they released back in the day, and that's been reissued once or twice in Japan, is only an upscale. So I'm going to hold off on buying the 4K Shin until we get a true 4K Shin. And I do have the orthochromatic on pre-order. So that will be here next.
That one, I didn't order that one, but I should.
Yeah, and that's only in Blu-ray as well. But I do have that.
That Blu-ray DVD bundle, that thing is expensive as hell. It's like $50-$60.
Yeah.
The 4K, the 4K and the Blu-ray set.
I got Walmart for like $14.99.
I got.
But
Funny enough,
I
I
was looking
remember.
it up, that shit
Oh,
went up
sorry.
in price like crazy.
Yep. Yeah. I've got the original. You can tell it's the original because it's the black Blu-ray.
It's not
case.
the Blu-ray and DVD combo with the both discs.
It is.
Yep. This is the very first one. I got it
One
opening
that
day.
that's the one that's 60. That's like $60 right now. 60.
There was
$80.
also a re-release of the Funimation Blu-ray, but it's just the blue box and the cover, but it's just larger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't believe that version also has the hours and hours of not Crunchyroll, Funimation interviews and stuff. Because this has like a absolute ton of like behind the scenes stuff on how they dubbed this. And they have like a whole short called like What Godzilla Means to Us.
That's what I was gonna say next. Is that the 4K releases? They have a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff, and that's what I've been posting recently. It's fantastic, and most of them are restored too. So I was actually taking them out of their vaults and restore them for the first time, along with the trailers.
Like really strict when it comes to their releases, man. Like,
oh yeah, just look at Criterion.
Yeah, if you look up these prices on those Blu-rays, man, like they're kind of ridiculous. Like the American Blu-rays, like
yeah, they're all long out of print.
They're all
but
the Millennium Sony Blu-rays are going out of print. The Heisei films are long out of print though, like King Ghidorah and Mothra. Those are long gone by now.
I have those.
Which is ironic to say the least, because a few years ago, if you had told me the Heisei Blu-rays were hard to find, I would have said, "No, the Showa DVDs are hard to find."
And
those are actually easier.
Yeah, now they're easier to find because of the Criterion set, which I guess lowered the value a bit.
Yep.
So hopefully, Janice, Criterion, please release it as soon as possible so I can get the Blu-ray.
Well, there's definitely a Millennium Heisei something coming out within the next few years.
I need -1 dubbed.
Yeah.
I would like to see it dubbed.
Yeah.
Or an American also.
Yeah. I've got the 4K pre-ordered. That'll be here in a week and a half.
I was able to snag the gold figure as well.
Oh, nice. I did not get that version. I got the Amazon Japan version.
Oh, okay.
It's got like cards and it's got like a standee with it and a bunch of extras.
I overpaid for mine. I think I paid over $200 for it, but I good with the gold figure.
Yeah, that's
the gold figure alone is going for $300-400 on eBay right now. So
people going crazy.
And people going, and those are sold listings, man. Like there's a few sold listings for that. I'm like, holy shit! Like, I'm glad I got my 200. I thought that was too much.
Yeah, people thought they were gonna be like doing new order windows for it, and then it didn't happen. So we got 2 official ones, and we had a third sneaky one in the middle of the 2 that just kind of dropped, and then
I'm pretty sure they'll do another release. Because right now, -1 is hot right now. Is it the most money, the most of any Godzilla from Toho that made the most money?
Yeah.
It passed Shin, right? Yeah, it did pass Shin. Shin was like
box office was, yeah.
And Shin wasn't #1 though. I think King Kong versus Godzilla or Mothra versus Godzilla were the biggest.
I think it was King Kong versus Godzilla, but I heard something that Shin did pass it, and
Shin did. Okay.
Yeah, Shin was the #1 at first, but then -1 out-topped it. I think Shin was like 89 million or something like that, and -1 did like 115 million.
Yep.
Which was insane for a movie that had a lesser budget than Shin, because I think Shin had like 30-40 million, as opposed to -1 with 15 or less than 15. People are saying it's less than 15.
Yeah, Yamazaki, excuse me, kind of said that it was probably, he wasn't specific, but he said it was less than 10 million. So I've seen 8. 8 seems to be a pretty common number I see when people are talking about it now.
Man, let's get him to direct the new MonsterVerse movie. Come on, man. Let's pay him. if he's open to a budget of over 250, God, that man can create with that type of budget.
That would be wild.
Yeah,
we'll see him again, I'm sure, one way or the other.
So there are rumors that he might go to G-Fest this year.
Probably not with the guest list filled, because now they've announced all the guests. Unless he makes a surprise one, but he's making a movie right now, which is why he wasn't at the stream last night. So I don't think that's the case. I think he probably won't be doing any conventions, at least US side, because he's working in a movie over the summer and he's working on something in the fall.
A busy man.
So yeah, he's very busy, and now he's got his global contract with people in the US, so now he can make movies for the US as well. So he's just ramping, which is good because he deserves it. He's produced quite a few films that are a lot of fun. I still need to see the Always Sunny on Sunset Street. Is that what those are called? Or
Always Sunny on 3rd Street.
On 3rd Street. Okay, I was mixing it up with a US TV show then. Two titles mixed up. So, yeah. There you go. Another a little off tangent again, but that's okay. One thing with 74 that I would like to see, and it's not going to happen, at least officially, because they've made it pretty apparent they don't want to do Heisei films and Showa films getting US theater runs, but I would love for 74 this year to get a theater run for a Wednesday night, what they did last year. I would love
versus MechaGodzilla 2002.
Yeah, they did the Kiryu trilogy or the saga. They did Godzilla 2000. I would love for them to go back and do Final Wars, which is probably, I think Final Wars is actually probably going to happen this year. Space Godzilla would be a lot of fun. It wouldn't do well, but I want to see Space Godzilla in theaters.
Me too.
And 74. So one thing, since it got brought up with G-Fest, who's ever doing G-Fest, put 74 on the movie bill, please.
Anything that was released in 84, 74, just show it at G-Fest.
The good thing about 74, which I think will look great in the movie theaters, the special effects look pretty damn good.
Yeah.
In that movie.
It is definitely a pretty movie.
It look good. I think it's probably the best special effects in the show, period. All the beams and explosives.
It's definitely there. It's a very colorful film when it comes to like the kaiju stuff. Oh, that's a weird notification. Interesting.
But yeah, I would like to get in the theaters. I would like to go and watch it. It's not going to happen. I don't think so, because you said they weren't going to do any shows. But 74 is one that I would like to see. 64 is another one that I would die to see in the theater, man. Like that movie, that's my all-time favorite show film.
Yeah.
64 is one of my favorite suits of all time as well. It's probably like my second favorite suit behind 89. But
and that's the part with G-Fest that they're going to have trouble with, because there's normally only 4 movies on Thursday, and then normally there's like 8. So technically there's enough slots to do all the anniversary movies. But
what they show,
definitely showing -1. And they've got to show -1. This is the first G-Fest after -1.
How are they going to show -1 though?
The Japanese copy. So it might not have subtitles.
So what did they play last year?
They played They played Destroy All Monsters, King Kong Escapes, 2014, Raids Again, and 98 in 2014.
And they played one of the Kiryu movies. One of them got cut.
Against MechaGodzilla.
Yeah, they played against MechaGodzilla. They were supposed to do Tokyo SOS.
And was supposed to be
Shin Ultraman, also.
How was Yumiko? I heard she was really nice.
I didn't get to meet her, so
I got poster. So I sent my poster to Mike. He got it. He got it signed by Yumiko. I mean my B1 Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla poster. The one with Yumiko standing in front, and you see MechaGodzilla and Godzilla on the top.
Yeah.
Signed it for me, and man, I wanted to go last year, but I just stuff happened. I couldn't go.
Yeah, I
would have
get
loved
that.
Because 2002 is my favorite Millennium movie.
Yeah, it's. I guess we'll see with G-Fest. Because I don't think it's possible since it's 70th anniversary. There's no way they're not going to do 54. I'd also like 54 to get a theater run this year, and I think it could happen. I think it could.
Great to see.
And hopefully it's the 4K copy that did that German event happen already, Joseph?
German event?
Or who wasn't it Germany or like France that did that like ultimate 4K remaster that's supposed to be going on at that film festival?
Oh yeah, that was in France.
That was in France. Okay.
I have no idea. Hang on, let me see.
I don't think that's happened yet. I think that happens next month. But it means there is like an actual like god tier level 4K copy of 54, and I think if Toho could take it and they could use it, that would be a perfect theater run. But we'll probably only get the Blu-ray copy because the Millennium films were definitely the TriStar Blu-rays, which looked good in some scenes, and there was other scenes where I was like, ooh, that really did not look good on the theater screen.
Can't find it all of a sudden. That's interesting.
Anniversary coming up today is 84. I mean, this year is 84.
Yep. And 84. So we've got a ton of stuff this year. We got 54. We've got both 64 films. 84, right. 74, 84, 94, 04, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 8. So technically all 8 are technically filled. I don't think they're going to do 21 again or 2014 again this year. I don't think they'll do Final Wars if Final Wars gets a theater run.
The 54 was screened in Berlin in February.
Okay, so it was German.
Yeah. I have no idea what happened. No one talked about it. That's weird.
I'm actually going to rewatch 54 again, probably tonight before I go to sleep.
I'll probably
such a great film. That's that's a perfect Godzilla film in my opinion.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Lanzo, or by pretty good I mean like it's amazing. It's a great film. Lanzo plays too. I'm trying to finish the MonsterVerse collection. I have King Ghidorah, Godzilla, Kong, Shimu, Scar King, MechaGodzilla, Suko, and Doug. What's the next one I should add? That's pretty much all that's on the market right now. There's a Playmates Warbat out there, but I think prices on those are ridiculous. Yeah, they made a Warbat, but it was like super short in cases. My Walmart at the town that I was living in never got a single one because I was working in electronics and toys and on overnights while those figures were coming out, and I made sure that I checked every Godzilla vs. Kong case, and we never got a Warbat.
So they're probably reselling for a lot.
I think people want like $60, $70, and that's just way too much for those.
But it's probably the only Warbat that's out there, anyways.
Yeah, it's the only Warbat, so it's like it's that or nothing, or it's that or nil. Wow. So, Shimu. Oh, you don't. There's a few not MechaGodzillas. There's a few Mothras out there. I don't see Mothra on that list. There's 2 Hayas. There's a NECA. The NECA goes for a little bit of money nowadays, though. The Haya Rodan as well.
And the Haya Mothra.
Yeah, the Haya. There's the 2 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, they had the blue one, which I think you can still pre-order on Big Bad. The Rodan is sold out.
I need to get that one, man. I heard it was so good.
Yeah, the Rodans got pulled and then reissued.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. but
I think they
they
did it with
seem to have done
a
it.
better paint job and better materials. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
So
have Mothra. The Haya Mothra is pretty nice.
yeah. So
It's
there's
not 50 to me. It's not worth $50. It's just too small. But it is a really good looking Mothra though.
cheaper and better than the monster. It's Mothra and Rodan. So I'll pay $100 for the two Hayas over paying whatever they want me to pay for the monster. It's
for sure. Yeah, because though I think the Hayas look better too, in my opinion.
yeah. But yeah, so that's where I would recommend if you don't have a Rodan Monsterverse and a Mothra, I would try to search out the Hayas. Just try to pay retail, about 50, maybe $60 after shipping, and that's where I'd leave it at for Monsterverse collecting. And then I would just wait until Haya announces more. I guess you could also do the Skullcrawler. That's still in stock on Big Bad Toy Store.
Good one too.
Yeah, and that's pretty good too. So that's what I would do for Monsterverse collections. But yeah, at 74, hopefully at G-Fest this year. I need to see it on a theater screen. I need to see Shin too, and
That would be the
ton of
ultimate
movies.
for me.
Yeah, but we'll see. They normally, it's like end of May that they announce the films, right, Joseph? To my recollection.
Oh, what was that?
Films for G-Fest. It's like the end of May, isn't it? That they
Films
normally drop those.
I think so, yeah.
So within the next month and a half, we'll hopefully figure out what's on the bill. It would, because I think 2 years ago in 2022 or 2022 they did Terror of MechaGodzilla, I think, or 2019. So we'll see. But I think we're 2 hours in, so that's a pretty long stream, and we've got a ton of streams next week. So I think we're at a good spot here to just kind of take a pause, take an end. I want to thank my two guests for joining me today, especially dealing with lateness on my end and just getting busy.
Oh, good. I almost forgot about it, man. Until you mentioned you hit me up. I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to do the damn stream with him today. I was like, oh man. Luckily, I just got home when you text me, so I got ready.
Sweet.
It was good though. It was pretty.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Drum roll.
At the end of these 70th anniversary streams, we always go from the hat where we have a bunch of folded up pieces of paper that are all the Godzilla films besides -1. -1 will be added at the end of the next episode 4, because it doesn't come out till the 1st, but Amazon Japan already told me that I will not be getting it on release day. It will take like a week to get here, so I'll have it by like the 7th or the 8th. So I'm not going to add it in before I can watch it physically again because we're just so close. So 74 was the last one. We're going to see what we get this time for the next episode. These are all random. Once I unfold it one time, I can kind of tell what it is, depending on the title length. So like 74, I knew I had 74 after I unveiled it. So let's see. I'm going to leave this on the light so I don't see the move back. Uh-oh.
Is it
I saw the year. That
do it
is
again.
funny.
Do it again.
I can see it.
E4.
You guys aren't going to probably be able to see. We have Terror.
Oh, I'm right, yo.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Life has many doors. Life has many doors.
Look, if you want, I can be a part of that because I love the 75 film, and
We will see. This one we'll probably do this. Probably Sunday. We'll probably have to hold this one off till Sunday because I'm going to have plenty of live streams this week. So this upcoming Sunday, Terror of MechaGodzilla is the episode 4. Yeah.
Yo, that's like what a coincidence, bro. Like we were just talking about 74. Now you randomly pull a number and it's 75. Wow.
Yep. These are random. I have no choice of pulling it that way. So it's conspiracy. But yeah, Terror of MechaGodzilla is the next episode. We'll see who can all join and who's available. Glad to have another group talk about this film. And it kind of does work because I watched 75 after 74, so
I
now
just watched 75 yesterday.
so I'm probably gonna watch this like now. If I wait till next Sunday, I'm probably gonna see this like 10 times between now and then.
You're
I
hardcore.
love these. Yeah, I don't joke. I love the 70 films. The 70 films are very, very special. They all were a part of my childhood. I
Oh,
had either VHSs or DVDs of these. So these were some of the only films I could watch for a long time.
I have a crap ton of 75 X Plus collectibles that I can definitely show off.
Oh yeah, man. We can do a segment on that because I don't have any yet, but like you said, there are Monster Maker kits of the 75 figures, so there's a very good chance.
A whole lot to talk about with 75.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a crazy stream. Next week it'll be more organized. Once again, I do apologize to my guests and to everyone watching that we kind of had a bump. This week was just a lot of craziness at work and stuff. So I'm still kind of reeling from that. But next week we'll be prepared, hopefully. You know, I've got 3 nights of managing by myself, but I will be in zone, in zen by Sunday and ready to kill the live stream, start to get this organized for everyone.
Good, man. I mean, I love 74, but like I said, MechaGodzilla 75 I love that suit a little bit more than 74, and Godzilla as well. So
yeah,
I'm pretty stoked. That's a good one right there.
Heck yeah, man! It's going to be a good time. Lanzo plays too. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, we're able to answer the questions you had, and help you out figure out what you want for collecting, and just give you info on us. Kingzilla, thanks for stopping back. We are ending the stream. Can't wait to see the stop motion though, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, I want to see.
Eric Zilla 1999, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. DJC, thank you for stopping by as well. Got to just make sure we thank everyone in the comments. Goji66, thanks for stopping by as well, even if they aren't here, because it's just awesome to interact with everyone. And of course, thank you to my 2 guests for joining me today.
Pleasure.
Joseph, you guys are just always fun. It's a lot of fun. 75 will be a lot of fun as well. Probably going to see maybe both of these gentlemen this Sunday. Talk about it.
Back Sunday, man. Because get out of work at 5 on Sunday, so if it's around 7:30 this time, I'm all in.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be about the same time. We'll probably I could say probably a little ahead of time, 7:30, just to give me that little extra bit. We can plan on that. We might have a few extra faces as well.
More the merrier, man.
That's what of course. So, but that's going to be it, everyone. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you had fun, and we'll see you in the next stream. Once again, there's plenty of live streams we'll be doing this week. One more thing, because I didn't mention it, we will do a small live stream tomorrow, even if we do the unboxing, just talking about the Godzilla stream last night. Not a lot of toy news, so it's not going to be long. But because I'm a Shin head, I do feel obligated to go through the Shin stuff with you guys and a few other things as well. So thank you, everyone. It was fun. Have a wonderful night and have a wonderful week. And we will see you guys next Sunday or just anytime next week. Thanks, everyone.
All right, man. Peace out.
Good afternoon.